Write a story that ends with the following sentence. The quest having ended, we went our separate ways. When I first laid eyes on the old man, I was not the least impressed. I was on the quest to find the shield of Ines. I had to find it before 7 days, or the curse of the wizard would take effect and the whole land would become a desert. Naturally, I had little time for tottering old men. I asked him for directions and he lifted his hand feebly and with a bony finger, pointed east. You need me to find the way, he said quietly, you cannot find the shield alone. Of course, I was not interested. I was the most capable warrior in the kingdom, and the last thing I needed was the help of a tottering old man to find the shield. I spurred my mount and rode on. The road seemed to be endless. Then, after I had ridden for 3 hours, I saw the small figure of a man up ahead. I got the shock of my life when I caught up with him and looked at his face. It was the old man again. What witchcraft is this? How did you get here ahead of me? I asked. You need me to find the shield, he said, ignoring my question. I thought for a moment. Obviously the old man could help me. If anything, he was not the tottering old man that he appeared to be. I said nothing but gave him a hand and lifted him up to my mount, behind me. He sat steadily, like a seasoned horseman. Where? I asked. He did not reply, but pointed ahead. I dug in my spurs and my mount leapt forward. In a few minutes we arrived at a huge castle, which seemed to loom out of nowhere. I dismounted and before I could help him, he leapt down with amazing agility. Follow me, he ordered, and I followed without a word. He led me to a tree and mumbled something. A passageway opened under our feet and he went in with me, following behind, with sword drawn. We went through a maze and finally came out in a dark dungeon. He pointed to the shield on the wall and asked me to take it. This is too easy, I thought, and went towards it. Then I heard heavy breathing and from the side came a huge monster breathing fire. I dived to the ground and heard laughter. I looked up and saw the monster change into the wizard. Defeat me and the shield is yours, he said, and changed back into the monster. I drew my sword and attacked the dragon headlong. We fought long and hard. I was at a distinct disadvantage because my opponent kept changing his form every few minutes. I was panting for breath and suddenly heard a whisper, "Fight towards the shield and use it against him," said the voice as I recognized the old man in the darkness. Immediately I fought towards the shield and with a leap grabbed it and held it facing the wizard. He gave a terrible scream and disappeared. I looked about me and my old friend came out with a broad grin on his face. "I am the owner of this castle," he explained. "The wizard took it from me and as long as he had the shield I could not do anything. I spent the night at the castle. The next morning it was time for me to leave. My host walked me to the gate. The quest having ended, we went our separate ways.